All right. Okay, let's start. Today we will talk about our last topic of A2,
Yes.
and that was uh, that was electron transport
Chain.
chain. Electron transport chain,
Yes, sir.
and before this we have discussed two steps of respiration. The first one was glycolysis. The
Yes, sir.
second one that we have discussed, that was prep cycle.
Yes, sir.
In both of those steps, uh, there were some outcomes or byproducts that we have now and which we will utilize here in electron transport chain. For example, you have a protons there in those steps, reduced
NAD
NAD
and reduced FAD.
and reduced
FAD.
FAD. So you have some, in this case, the additional thing that you will have, that will be electron carriers. There
Yes.
are some proteins, specific proteins, which will be involved to carry uh, the electrons from one place to another. I mean, they will help to transport these electrons from higher gradient to lower gradient. So we will talk about that in detail. And
Yeah.
another important thing that will be the part of this electron transport chain, that will be ATP synthetase.
Yes, sir.
Synthetase. All right. So these are the components of the electron
ये क्या
transport
है?
chain.
ATP सिंथेसिस ये मुझे इस ये क्या है?
Uh, it is uh, it is, you can say, because I have used synthetase, ASE, so it means it is an enzyme. It is a specific enzyme which will be involved to synthesize the ATP. The
फिर वो तो
ATP,
एटीपी सिंथेज नहीं है?
uh, yes, you can also say ATP synthase or synthetase एक ही चीज़ है. ASE you are commonly आप use करते हैं. ASE जहाँ भी use होता है, it means it is an enzyme, right? So we can use both type of terms. Both are commonly used for it. You can also use as a synthase. ATP synthase or synthetase. Synthesis here, it is actually, the root word is synthesis. So
यस
you
सर
can
वो
also use it as a synthase as well.
यस सर वो
All
मैंने
right.
बुक में वो सिंथेज पढ़ा था ना इस वजह से मैं कह रहा था.
Oh, okay, okay, fine, fine. So these are a few components which are involved here in case of electron transport chain,
यस सर.
right?
यस सर.
So now we will talk about the actual electron transport chain, how it works here, how it will be perform its function in order to produce ATP.
यस सर.
So in this case, for example, there will be a Christie. We know that is enfolding which is present in case of uh, mitochondria, and this
यस.
process is going on in mitochondria. So we will, uh, for example, we can draw here. This is a crystal membrane or Christie, right?
यस सर.
So there will be a intermembrane space here,
यस सर.
intermembrane space.
यस
You
सर.
just uh, I will discuss at time, but right now you just consider it. It's a crystal membrane or crystal. So there are some carrier proteins here. We can mention those carrier proteins like here. This is
यस सर.
one. There is another small in size. There will be another protein like this.
यस सर.
We'll have another protein carrier Again, you will have its small protein structure here.
Yes,
At
sir.
the end of this, you will have uh, ATP synthase or synthase. This ATP synthase actually has two, uh, you can say, subunits. One is embedded in the membrane, another one is inside of it. Inside of the Christie membrane. So
Yes, sir.
in this case, there will be, as we know, there are reduced
NAD.
NAD,
Yes, sir.
and you will have reduced
Perfect.
FAD. So they will provide what? Electrons.
Yes.
Electrons be released from these proteins. Right?
Electrons or H positive ions.
Yes, we will go on that and H positive. First, let me complete the electrons, what they will do here. And then we will talk about the next component that will be the hydrogen ions, right?
Okay, sir.
So proteins, specifically reduced components, they will release electrons.
Yes,
And
sir.
these electrons will move or will be carried out by these proteins from higher gradient to lower gradient. So
Orbital.
when this electron is moving actually from one protein to another or transporting from lower side, so this is how it is also releasing some amount of energy, and we will utilize that energy as well. So from here, this electron which is coming down through this process, this electron will do what? Here there will be oxygen. As we know, respiration, in case of respiration, oxygen is a very cardinal, is a very essential component. Oxygen, without oxygen, respiration is not possible,
Yes, sir.
specifically in living organisms, or which are aerobic respiratory organisms, or those which are carrying mostly aerobic respiration. So yes, in case of anaerobic, so that's not a part of our discussion. So
Yes,
in
sir.
this case, this oxygen will combine with hydrogen ions which are present there, and plus electron. Definitely, if you are going to produce or synthesize one molecule of water, so you need oxygen, that is atomic form, or you can say 1 by 2O. This is an oxygen, and then you will need two hydrogen ions, and again you will have a two electrons. So this is how you will get water. So this water will be produced as a byproduct in case of respiration. So the reduced NAD and FAD, they release electrons, which are, because that's why we call it the electron transport chain. And the electrons which are moving from one protein carrier to the other, and then it is going towards the lower side, and it is going from higher gradient to the lower gradient, and it will release energy. As you know, there is excited state and the ground state in case of as we have this concept. So this electron, once it was excited from here, then it is going by the help of these electron carriers. At the end, it will be going down to it will combine with oxygen, and also there are some protons there. So this is how water molecule will be synthesized, or it will be
Sir.
produced here.
Yes, sir.
Another thing, this is the first component, that electrons which are released through these reduced proteins, so where they are going. So the next component is, that is protons. What's going on with the protons? As we know, protons are present in this site. There are number of protons which are uh, present here in case of like in here we can say, we can write here like it's a high high proton, and in this side you will have a low. So the energy which is released from these electrons while moving from these carrier proteins, definitely this electron is going from higher state to a, you can say excited state to back to the ground state. So when it is going back there, so the amount of energy which was present in these electrons, because of which they are excited, so they will release that energy, and that energy will be utilized actually to transport protons like this, like this. So the
Yes,
protons will be
sir.
transported from which side? From the matrix. Here is a matrix. It is a matrix, definitely, you know very well. It's what? It is matrix. So what it is? Inner membrane space, or the crystal which is present here.
Yes, sir.
So on this side you will have the low protons, on the other side you have a higher number of protons. Because of this, that the protons which are present on this side, they are transporting towards the inner membrane space because of the energy which is released by these electrons.
Yes,
So there will be a high electrochemical gradient will be established here. This is another point that you must keep in mind. There will be high electrochemical electro oh okay, let me write electrochemical
sir.
gradient,
Yes, sir.
right? So there will be a high electrochemical gradient which will be established here. How? Because of the transportation of the protons from the matrix into the inner membrane space. All right. So there will be a high electrochemical gradient will be established here after some time because of the transportation of the protons. So these protons, which are now here in a higher concentration, they will move from this side to here via this uh, ATP synthase. They will come in this side.
Yes,
So this is how here there will be a ADP. Let me know. Okay, wait a second. So in this side you will have, for example, here uh, definitely there is ADP which is already present there. In organic phosphate is there. So when the hydrogen ions which are transporting from this side, from the inner membrane space to the matrix, so when it is transporting in this side, so it is releasing some amount of energy, so that will combine this ADP with inorganic phosphate. So as a result, during this transportations, as a result, this ADP will be combined by this ATP synthase. So definitely its function is to synthesize ATP. What it needs the amount of energy, and that energy is actually provided by these protons which are transporting from the inner membrane back to the matrix. So this is how, when they will combine with each other, they will produce ATP. So this was our target here, uh, to synthesize ATP by using electron transport chain. So our purpose was actually to do what? Why the process of respiration uh, actually carried out? So the main reason is to produce or to synthesize what?
it,
To synthesize ATP. So these ATPs which are synthesized here, this is the target molecule which will be required to run all the chemical reactions, all the other processes in the body. So this is how, by using this electron transport chain, we have synthesized ATP. So this is how ATP is synthesized in respiration, and specifically in electron transport chain. All right.
yes, sir.
So I think that's all about this electron transport chain. Do you have any question in your mind that you want to ask? You can.
नो सर। सर
Okay.
मुझे बस ये बता दें कि ये क्रिस्टी में हो रहा है ना ये तीनों रिएक्शंस।
Okay, good. Let me just ये मैं बताता हूँ. This. एनीवे मैं यहाँ दिखा देता हूँ ये लास्ट में, ठीक है। हियर इज इट, right? So this is a crystal. I have told you, this is a crystal. So this is a as a tool. So all the process is going on here. These are the carrier molecules which are present like this. All right.
Yes.
So like this. So from other side, there's a matrix here. It's a matrix, right? So this is the inner membrane. As we have inner membrane space, like there is a membrane inside here. So these are the crystal. These are the foldings which are actually present, right? So on this side you have the matrix, and this side definitely you will have what? Because it's a double membrane structure, so on this side you will have the inner membrane space. This would be the inner membrane space like this. Inner membrane space. Are you getting this point? So
Yes.
this is how definitely it's going on in the crystal. The, this is all about the electron transport chain.
Yes.
So here we have discussed a few topics related to respiration. So ये बताएं कि वो आपने जो मैंने वर्कशीट आपको भेजी थी, have you worked on that?
यस
Uh,
कर ली थी सर जी।
आप ओके फाइन, वो होगी आपसे। ओके
यस सर।
ओके ग्रेट, that's good. ATP is made directly by substrate phase switching of cap cycle. Okay, cap cycle we have discussed already. So then what we use uh, okay. State where the reduced energy and reduced activity molecules are oxidized and described what happens to the hydrogen atoms. We have discussed this. Okay. Fine. So with this we can also continue another thing. I think वर्कशीट हम देख लेंगे, कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं बट बाकी तो ठीक है। मैं आपको सेंड कर दूंगा, सो वंस यू विल कंप्लीट दैट वर्कशीट, सो आफ्टर दैट वी विल डिस्कस वेदर इफ यू हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम। ओके, आई थिंक वी हैव डिस्कस्ड एवरीथिंग in this section. So our next point is our next question. I mean topic is that is photosynthesis. Is it in here?
यस सर।
Is it photosynthesis? Next topic. Section number. Okay, fine. We have syllabus with you.
जी सर।
Syllabus all of आपके पास।
सिलेबस सर जी वैसे पता है।
Okay. Hmm. We have discussed inspiration, so now we will have photosynthesis. So कुछ बेसिक थोड़ा सा डिस्कस कर लेते हैं। We have some time.
सर जी फोटोसिंथेसिस नया चैप्टर सर जी अगली क्लास में ना शुरू करें, क्योंकि
देख
ये
लें।
हमारा एक दफ़ा याद भी करना है, वो फिर
अच्छा,
इकट्ठा करना पड़ जाएगा।
ओके फाइन ग्रेट। तो इसको फिर ऐसे करते हैं, मैं आपको वर्कशीट भेज देता हूँ,
हाँ जी सर।
सर्च करनी पड़ेगी होगा। फाइन। सो मैं
जी
आपको सेंड कर देता हूँ, बट वो वीडियोज इसलिए मुझे भेजें बिकॉज मेरे पास ना यहाँ का रिकॉर्डिंग का इशू है, और मेरे पास कुछ बने भी हैं, वो मैंने कुछ की भी हैं अपलोड,
सर जी
लेकिन वो हम
मैं
डिलीट कर
वीडियो
दिए।
वीडियोस आज आपको कंफर्म भेज दूंगा।
हाँ मैंने कहा आई डोंट नो वेयर यू आर, मैं शायद
नहीं
हुआ
नहीं।
नहीं आपसे, शायद वो कंप्रेस नहीं हुई वो
नहीं नहीं
वीडियोस।
सर, आज आपको मैं कंफर्म भेज दूंगा वीडियोस, कोई मसला नहीं
चलें, ग्रेट 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 ग्रेट,
है।
बस ये इनको भी। ओके थैंक यू। I
हाँ।
think we should conclude here, and I will send you a worksheet related to this topic, that's respiration. So
यस सर।
we'll talk about
ओके।
this tomorrow. Okay. Okay.
ओके सर।
Okay.
यस।